Hello. Um, I like to talk about the. I talk about two things, twofold, two things. But I'll just would firstly like to talk about the uh, the economy. So as I like to say about Keir Starmer, and he's done a pretty good job. Sorry about my hair; it's a mess. Certain things he's done well of say helping the NHS, um, investing money into AI, trying to protect our children, and this is all good. But mate, I'm not pointing fingers and saying like immigration. People can come here and start a new life, especially if they've got jobs, if they've got experience, and they can bring something to the table. They can bring something to the field, regardless if that's like a medical degree or whatever. But the thing is, like, it's getting is I read a book recently, an immigration book, and since 2016, it's pretty much spiked, and you can't just blame immigration. There are other issues as well, but I'm saying that like we need to get these numbers down because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get utter freaking chaos. Um, and it's even the birth rate has gone higher, and even that is manic. Even in a small place like where I'm from, which is Bristol, and it's getting crazy now. People compare, say, Bristol's like a miniature London, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Bristol's tiny. Bristol's a small place. You got Manchester, you got Birmingham, you got Leeds, you got Kent, places like that. Those places are 10 times bigger than Bristol. Even Reading, I think even Reading, and then you got Oxford, and then but yeah, some people just think, oh, yeah, let's all live in Bristol, and it's like, well, no, because it's getting ridiculous now, isn't it? It's getting crowded, and I'm not just saying Bristol. I'm saying like other places. I can't imagine what London must be like at rush hour when you're all trying to get on the tube together. So I read these things. I read these like immigration books when I go to the library, and I've seen the graph, and it's like 2016. That was a while ago, but it was straight up. It hasn't gone down. It hasn't been declining. It's been going up. And obviously, when we joined the EU, and I don't know much about the European Union, but since we joined the European Union, it pretty much went up by a lot. It definitely uh, gave us free visas and free everything, and that just probably made it worse when we joined the EU. And now we left the EU, but it's still mad. It's still it's still really crazy. So yeah, and I always think that joining the EU is not a bad thing. If you want to start a new life, like Amsterdam's in the EU, and you can get a visa, and that's great. But it's getting crazy. It's really really crazy at the moment. I'm just saying. And we got not enough houses, too many homeless people, not enough houses, not enough jobs. The unemployment rate is spiked higher than it ever was before. And you can just look at that and say, okay, so there's more homeless people. I've seen more drugs. So I don't know what the police are doing. They're more worried about social media and not worried about the amount of drugs that are on the street. There's more drugs on the street now than there was. There's more drugs on the street now than there ever was, I swear. And they're more worried about what people do on Facebook, so that's their problem, and they should sort that out as well. And the homelessness is getting out of hand. Reading's got a homeless crisis. Bristol's got a homeless crisis. London's just insanity. That's the wild, wild west. You know, it's getting out of control. Council can't handle any more people. The shelters can't handle any more people. You know, churches are trying to help as much as they can, but you know, at the end of the day, sometimes you got to say, okay, like it's getting crazy. Let's try and minimize these numbers. You know, I know we're not Nazis, but we can at least say, you know, maybe we should try and sort this out and say, okay, we've got a certain amount of jobs. It's not just about British people, you know, like it's just other things as well. Birth rate's too high and all this other stuff, and people not wanting to relocate and think about, it's just not fair on other people. That's my opinion.